Welcome, everybody. It's just going to take us a couple minutes. I want to give everyone an opportunity to get in, get settled, and then we'll get this state of the county started. So until then, maybe go grab a last-minute drink, settle in your chair, whatever it is, because we have an exciting program available for you today. For those of you that just hopped on, I just want to let everyone know we're just going to take a couple minutes here to let everyone get settled. And then we'll start the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation State of the County. We have, I think, hundreds of people showing up. So I definitely want to give an opportunity for most of them to get in before we get going. It will be recorded as well, so you'll be able to watch it at a later date if you so choose. All right, for those of you that just joined, I just wanted to let you know we're just going to take a minute more tops before we get started, just to let everyone get a chance to get in, get over their technical difficulties, which always seems to be the case these days in COVID times. But then we'll go ahead and get started, so we won't take too much longer. All right, about 30 more seconds and then we'll get started, everybody. All right. Let's go ahead and get the show on the road. Karen, you're recording, and let's get started. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation's State of the County Address. Really excited to have our event tonight. You're going to hear from Paul Borick on all the wonderful things going on in DeKalb County. We've got Matt Sexton here from Facebook to talk about what does it mean to have Facebook in your community. We'll have a Q&A after that, so we can ask Matt any question that you want. So you know, to ask questions on this webinar, all what you have to do is move your mouse down to the bottom of your screen and you're going to see a Q&A button. Go ahead and type your question in there. I hope we can get to all the questions from everybody, but most likely that's not going to be a possibility. But we'll get through as many as we possibly can in order to be respectful of everybody's time. It is an incredible time to be talking about what's happening in DeKalb County, because if you've been reading the paper, if you've been going to meetings, if you've been looking around, all the development that's been happening throughout our entire county during a global pandemic has been pretty darn impressive. So it's going to be exciting to hear and see from everybody on what that actually looks like going forward. So without further ado, I would like to actually turn this over to Paul Borick, who's going to take us through all the activity that's been happening in DeKalb County. Paul is the executive director of the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation, and he's been at the helm for 13 years. So Paul, thank you for coming, and let's go ahead and kick it off.
Thank you, Cohen. I'm pleased to present an overview of economic development during this past year, and an unprecedented year of record-breaking development, despite the disruptions of COVID-19. DeKalb County attracted nearly $975 million of capital investment during 2020, nearly $1 billion. As you can see, this achievement really distorted our graph, minimizing some pretty good years of $100 million investment. This volume doubled the previous record of over $400 million of investment during 2009 with the development of the NextEra Florida Power and Light wind farm.
Hey, Paul, sorry to interrupt you. Can you show your presentation? It's not showing on our screens.
Oh my goodness, sorry. Oh,
no worries. Perfect.
Forgot to click share.
We can see it.
Again, $975 million of capital investment, nearly $1 billion. Unprecedented in the history of DeKalb County. This investment will result in the construction or leasing of over 3 million square feet of space. This is the highest total since 2004. These 2020 developments are such significant size and impact that they will begin to transform our economy like we've never seen before. These projects are projected to create over 800 jobs. This construction and job creation will hopefully help us jumpstart our recovery from the global pandemic, which has pushed annual unemployment to close to 9%. Most of this development has taken shape at the Chicago West Business Center site along I-88, south of the Peace Road interchange, extending west to Illinois Route 23. This, you may remember, is the location of the 1,000-acre assemblage put together originally for the Toyota Mazda auto plant competition in 2017. 2020 began with Ferrara Candy's announcement of nearly 1.7 million square feet of development on 106 acres in the Chicago West Business Center north of Gurler Road. This development included a 1.2 million square foot distribution center and a 468,000 square foot packaging center. Capital investment exceeded 120 million for these two facilities, and job creation is projected to be 500. Ferrara is a leader in confections and sweet snacking categories, including Lemon Heads, Red Hots, Sweet Tarts, Brock's, and Nerds. They also manage the Keebler and Famous Amos businesses for a related company, the Ferraro Group. We want to acknowledge the leadership, collaboration, and expedited actions of the City of DeKalb development team led by City Manager Bill Nicholas, including municipal utilities, public utilities, and numerous governmental bodies whose affirmative votes approved the public actions required to attract Ferrara Candy. We'd also like to commend the outstanding efforts of the Chicago West Business Center team of designers, engineers, and contractors led by builder Jerry Krasinski of Krasinski Construction Company, as well as developer Tranwell Crow, realtor CBRE, and of course, Ferrara Candy Company. The photos in this slide illustrate or contrast the rural road and farm fields in 2019 with the completed buildings and industrial roadway for Ferrara earlier this month. Krasinski Construction also worked with the City of DeKalb, the Kishwaukee Water Reclamation District, Ferrara Candy, and Facebook on the construction of infrastructure required to serve all these developments. On June 30th, Facebook announced the development of a 907,000 square foot data center on an expansive 505-acre site south of Gurler Road. Capital investment in this data center campus is $800 million, and job creation is projected to be 100. We are honored to have Facebook Regional Community Development Manager Matt Sexton to keynote our event later tonight to further address this exciting project and this budding relationship. Also in June, Syngenta announced the development of a seed research and development, innovation, and customer service center at an 88-acre site on Route 38 in Malta. The facility will showcase leading seed and digital technologies and spotlight Syngenta's product development through on-farm collaboration with growers. The 87,000 square foot multi-building complex will include offices, labs, greenhouses, an auditorium, and warehouse on a 24-acre building pad and another 64 acres for field test plots. Capital investment is projected to be $24 million and job creation between 80 and 120 jobs. Conserve FS announced plans for a significant expansion to its Waterman Ag Services Center. The company proposes to construct a new dry fertilizer facility along with liquid storage facility, crop protection building, and a blending system. To accomplish this, Conserve has purchased 21 acres adjacent to their current operation. This project is contingent on the addition of 4 acres in the center of the site to the DeKalb County Enterprise Zone. And this boundary amendment has been approved by DeKalb County and municipal partners, and the application has been submitted to the Department of Commerce for approval. Future elements include a large commercial bagging facility, new maintenance shop, and a larger office to accommodate increased business volume. Worley Custom Fabrication will begin construction of a new headquarters manufacturing and distribution facility on a 10-acre site on the north side of Harvester Drive at Enterprise Drive. Worley designs, fabricates, and distributes performance equipment for tricked out street and racing pickup trucks. K&M Tire, an Ohio-based distributor of passenger, light truck, commercial, and farm tires, has begun operation at the 2600 Worthing Parkway building. K&M has located from a smaller building in Bolingbrook. And DCEDC leased the remaining 48,000 square feet in the 711 Fairview Drive building in Park 88 to distribute food products for a client. Based in Arizona, BC Logistics was recognized as one of the top 50 women-owned businesses and top 50 diversity-owned businesses in that state. The Suter Company completed expansion of their Bethany Road facility in the Sycamore Prairie Business Park with a new 2-story office addition. Ignatius Press completed a 57,000 square foot expansion of their media production and distribution facility in the Sycamore Prairie Business Park. The addition was built by Krasinski Construction Company. Innovative Growers Equipment has expanded to occupy 250,000 square feet of space in the Sycamore Industrial Park. This company designs, engineers, and manufactures greenhouse benches, display racks, and commercial growing and garden center equipment throughout North America. The company also provides complementary equipment, including LED lighting and innovative airflow systems for indoor agriculture. Nicor Gas is constructing a new 21,000 square foot service center in the Kirpin Thanks America Business Park in Sycamore. Meyer Stores completed their 159,000 square foot super center. The project is located on a 31-acre site in the Sycamore Crossings development on Sycamore Road and will employ 150. Developer Next Gen Assets has completed construction of the Home 2 Suites by Hilton on Annie Glidden Road and Knowles Avenue. The 90-room extended stay hotel is designed to serve business travel demand as well as the needs of Northern Illinois University. Isaac Executive Suites, the fourth of 5 Pappas development projects currently in the works, will provide 59 one-bedroom professional apartments on Sycamore Road in DeKalb. The Agora Tower project is also under construction on the site of the former Mooney building. This mixed-use development will include 94 high-end apartments with retail and office space on the ground floor. The Lincoln Inn has relocated to new space in the Ferranda's Banquet Center building on Grove Street in DeKalb. And El Jimador Mexican Grill has opened in a remodeled building on Lincoln Highway in downtown DeKalb. Raising Cane's has opened in their new building on Sycamore Road, and Pizza Hut will be reopening in an end cap in a newly constructed retail center on West Lincoln Highway. Resource Bank continues to grow with the opening of a new branch in Kirkland. And Mason Indoor Golf USA has completed build out of 12,000 square feet at 1500 Sycamore Road, providing sports simulator entertainment, food, and beverages. The International Bureau of Electrical Workers is completing construction of a training facility for electric utility linemen on Walnut Avenue in Genoa. And Open Door Coffee is remodeling a building on Main Street to expand their coffee, espresso, Italian soda business that they began with their food truck. And the Egyptian Theater has completed extensive renovations and upgrades, including the long-awaited addition of air conditioning, enabling year-round operation. Congratulations to the City of DeKalb on the restoration of the historic Naring building for use as the new City Hall. The Kishwaukee Water Reclamation District is completing construction of its Phase 1B improvements. This project replaces its aging wastewater plant with a modern, more efficient treatment facility. The $46 million project contributes to the infrastructure capacity in DeKalb, enabling the city to attract projects like Ferrara Candy and Facebook. Congratulations to Safe Passage on their Building New Beginnings campaign to develop a new facility in the former DeKalb Clinic site. The project will move all programs, including the shelter, under one roof and help keep families together. The DCEDC Board of Directors, and volunteer members are progressing with the implementation of the 5 goals of DeKalb County's economic development strategy. The Business Retention and Talent Pipeline Committee worked with Kishwaukee College, the Small Business Development Center, and the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center in surveying businesses to identify and respond to current needs, particularly COVID-19. The Target Industries Committee worked with Northern Illinois University to prepare a strategy to expand the food processing industry in DeKalb County and to promote research and innovation partnerships with NIU. The Business Climate Committee provided technical assistance and created the DeKalb County Mayor's Forum to share information and expertise among city, village, and town leaders. The Community Champions Committee convenes volunteer leaders from throughout DeKalb County communities to collaborate on opportunities and challenges. They are working currently with the DeKalb County Convention and Visitors Bureau to develop a tourism app to promote self-guided tours throughout the county. And the Branding Committee managed the creation of the Opportunity Unbound branding strategy. The purpose is to promote DeKalb County to the world, to attract business and industry, as well as professionals, entrepreneurs, families, students, and visitors. This is to ensure that we have the talent to support employers and community leadership long-term. This concludes my presentation this evening. I want to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to the DCEDC board and all DCEDC members for their leadership, financial support, and participation, particularly in these unprecedented times, allowing for record-breaking accomplishment and significant new initiatives. You all played a key role in these accomplishments and are critical to the realization of future goals and aspirations. I congratulate each and every one of you on these accomplishments and applaud you on your continued commitment to economic development. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Matt Sexton. Matt Sexton is Facebook's Community Development Manager for the Central Region. In this role, Matt helps data center communities and their partners connect with Facebook by executing impact programming and community events, including Facebook's Community Action Grants Program and other local initiatives related to STEM, community, and technology. In addition to DeKalb, Matt also supports Facebook's data center communities in Papillon, Nebraska, and Altoona, Iowa, where he lives with his wife, Eden, a 7th grade English teacher. Prior to joining Facebook, Matt worked for members of the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. Please join me in welcoming Matt Sexton.
Thank you so much, Paul. That is a very kind introduction. I will see if I can also share my screen here. I'm sorry we couldn't all get together, but I suppose that is the state of the world in 2020. I will jump into this here. I have probably about 15 minutes or so of prepared remarks. And then, like Cohen said, please feel free to contribute questions and happy to go over anything I may have missed in formal remarks. But as Paul said, my name's Matt, and I really want to thank President Barnes and Vice President Roberts and DCEDC as a whole for the invitation tonight. I hope everyone watching is as excited as we are about coming to DeKalb, and it really is my pleasure to give you all a rundown of what to expect in the months and years ahead related to the Facebook's DeKalb Data Center. So first, just a little bit about Facebook and what we do. I think it's really important for everyone to kind of understand what our mission statement is, and that we do everything through that lens. So our mission is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. So as Facebook continues to work towards this goal, the amount and the type of information shared on our platform continues to expand and evolve. From first sharing maybe your first text status update or a picture from vacation to now sharing three-dimensional photos, high definition video, 4K video, live streams, virtual reality worlds. Each one of these new data intensive experiences require a more robust platform that are supported singularly by our data centers. So these facilities really do give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. Below here is our family of apps. I hope at least one of them is familiar to you. I'll give you the hint. The one with the F is our Facebook app. But from left to right, we have Messenger, Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And so between those four apps, we have 3 billion with a B, 3 billion folks that use at least one of those once a month around the world. In those 3 billion, it includes 140 million businesses, a majority of which are small businesses, your local bakery, florist, print shop, things like this. So it is crucial that these data centers provide stable, secure access to these apps. Just kind of behind the apps there, I hope you can see it, but it's a picture of what you would expect to see in one of our data halls at one of our data centers. If you don't know, a data center is essentially a large building that has thousands of computer servers that are connected to the outside world by cables, not too dissimilar from what may be in your computers or TVs yourself, albeit they are much longer. But these data centers and the physical infrastructure and inside of them is exactly how you can post a photo or a picture or like your friends' photos or send messages in real time, instantaneously around the globe. So hopefully you're familiar with Facebook and maybe Instagram, a way to share photos with friends. But if you're not familiar, WhatsApp is one of our Facebook messaging platforms. Over 2 billion people in over 180 countries use WhatsApp to stay in touch. I know I use it almost singularly. If I leave the country, usually my Airbnb host will give me his WhatsApp number instead of his phone number. It's a way that you can text or call with only needing an internet connection instead of maybe using costly text or cell phone minutes of your cell plan. Workplace isn't pictured, but that's another software that we have. You can think of it kind of like a work Facebook. Employees or colleagues can add each other, or they have different groups that you can post things to and avoid maybe a dreaded reply all email chain. We use it. Large companies like Starbucks and Walmart and Spotify use it, and we also provide the capabilities and the file sharing for free to nonprofits and educational partners through our Workplace for Good program. And then lastly, you may have heard Oculus. That's our virtual reality platform. This is the old one. You can get the new white one, but big headset. It goes on your head, and you can be transported really anywhere. Courtside at an NBA Finals game, collecting samples from the moon or anywhere in between. We just think that there's such a remarkable educational and entertainment horizon for that technology, and that too is stored safely and securely in our data centers. In fact, only Facebook properties that I've just mentioned are stored in our data centers. So where are our data centers? How do 3 billion people stay connected? In America, we have 13 sites, 8 of which are operational. And then in Europe, we have 3 operational data centers. And then in Singapore, in Asia, we have 1 under construction. And so between these 17 facilities, we are going to continue to provide world-class and reliable connection for billions of people. So with that, if there's only 13 places in the entire country that have a Facebook data center, why DeKalb? Well, we selected DeKalb for a number of reasons that, from our standpoint, really put it head and shoulders above any other city. For starters, DeKalb had an incredible shovel-ready site with good access to infrastructure and renewable energy, transportation, all of that. Those things are absolutely crucial to making sure we can appropriately build the site, staff the site, and amenities that surround it. Secondly, we have a really strong local talent pool here in DeKalb. You think about NIU, you think about the industry and the folks that are attracted to the region. And a real tip of my hat goes to DCEDC for kind of doubling down on this, on the talent component through their Opportunity Unbound initiative. It's really forward-thinking initiatives and organizations like that drive home that this is a community, one, where we'll be for the long term, as well as our employees who are going to live, work, and raise their families here for decades to come. And then lastly, and really most importantly, is having a great set of community partners who have helped us thus far move this project along quickly and execute our timeline. Cannot say enough great things about the City of DeKalb, the City Council, City Manager Nicholas, the DeKalb County, our partners at the state level, our utility partners. It really is such a rare confluence of events to just have such incredible folks at all those collective groups to help us execute these very large, complicated projects on a tight time schedule. So what is the economic impact of a large data center in your community? These investments, really create a multiplier spending effect. Just this year, RTI released a study related to the local impact of data centers in a community, specifically in America. And they found that it's estimated for every $1 million spent by Facebook on data center operating expenditures, 18 jobs were supported elsewhere in the economy. And so here in DeKalb, our data center represents more than $800 million in investment locally. And so during construction, we expect to see during peak in the summertime, over 1,200 workers on site daily. And when the data center is fully built out, we expect over 100 full-time, high quality jobs right on site. And these are some of the numbers I see on the slide deck here from the RTI study. If anyone wants to read a very riveting 18-page document with footnotes, we can certainly make that available as well. So what type of jobs are going to be at your typical data center? Between building and operating the data center, there's going to be a number of job opportunities. But before any data center can come online, before we can share one photo or one cat video, which I'm convinced it's all the blinking lights are cat videos, but we have to build the facility. And so for this, we work with a general contractor and construction professionals to ensure the construction goes smoothly. In our case here in DeKalb, it's Mortensen. They're just an incredible partner. They really build absolutely world-class facilities, top of the line. Their team has been great, and cannot say enough good things about them. So from our side, we'd have a construction manager, project managers working with the trades and things like that. And so when you kind of build it, that's the bulk of those 1,200 peak construction jobs. Ultimately, the data center will be constructed and we will need professionals inside. And so that's where the kind of operational data center jobs come into play. From our perspective, we split the teams kind of into two buckets. One is site operations and one is facility operations. Our site operations team has the really important job of keeping the servers inside up and running, thousands of servers. And so they ensure that the hardware is healthy, the data is backed up and secured and redirected if ever necessary. These are going to be your typical network engineers that are going to help us install and maintain networks that support and connect all of our data centers globally. That's where we'll hire data center technicians who will install and maintain the servers. Separately, we have our facility operations folks. And if you aren't familiar with how a Facebook data center works specifically, back in the good old days, I'll say maybe the 90s, you would put a server in an air-conditioned room and kind of turn the light off and call it good. That is not nearly what needs to be done at scale now, and it's certainly not energy efficient to do that. So our data center kind of secret sauce is, on one side of the building is a series of fans that brings in outside air. So on a beautiful December day like today, the air is sufficiently chilled. Air systems force that down into the server bay where the servers are running, and not unlike your phone or computer, if it's processing a lot and working a lot, it gets hot, and that hot air needs to be removed from the servers so that they can stay cool. There are no heaters in our building, so either the heat generated by the servers will be recirculated to heat the building, or excess hot air will be expelled out of the opposite side of the building. So as you can imagine, there are very complicated air, water, electrical systems to making these buildings run top notch that need to be monitored and maintained 24/7. That's our facility operations team. They are tasked with the health and maintenance of the building. These are your electrical and mechanical engineers and all of that type of good stuff. These again are the main buckets, but anything you can think to secure and maintain hundreds of acres of highly advanced hardware and infrastructure will be found on site. We have security, a robust security team. We have a culinary team on site. We have shipping and receiving. We have cleaning. We have landscaping. We have almost anything you can think of. So these, once fully built out, these really are like little cities. And for me, who I live in Altoona, our data center here went live in 2014. I lived in Altoona long before I got to work for Facebook. So to see some of what I'm talking about firsthand is really exciting. And so we really, truly cannot wait to bring that to fruition in DeKalb County. From a sustainability and renewable energy perspective, that's obviously paramount to the company. We recently announced that Facebook will reach our goal, which was net zero carbon emissions and 100% renewable energy for our global operations before the end of this year. It was a really ambitious goal set 3 years ago, and we are very excited to know that we are on track to meet that. So kind of to double down, we've set a new aggressive goal to reach net zero emissions for our value chain over the next decade by 2030. And the only way any of this is possible is through our data centers. And Illinois specifically is a huge part of us reaching that goal. We engaged in a PPA, a power purchase agreement with Lincoln Land Wind down in Morris County. That's going to bring over 170 megawatts of new wind energy onto the grid to provide us with all the energy that we will ultimately need to run the DeKalb data center. And in 2019, of all the companies in the entire country, Facebook was named the largest corporate buyer of renewable wind energy, of renewable energy, period, wind, solar, which we are very, very proud of. And so 2 key other facts you should know: the way that the data centers are built means that they're going to use 32% less in electricity than a standard data center, and they're going to use about 80% less water than the average data center. And that comes from the RTI study I had mentioned previously. And community, which is my favorite, I'm a community development manager. This is my bread and butter. What we're very, very excited is what we will bring to the DeKalb County from a community stewardship point of view. Because at Facebook, we strive to be a partner in our data center communities, and we are truly invested in the long-term vitality of DeKalb and its residents. I don't know how familiar you all are with data centers, but they are very hard to pick up and put somewhere else. So we are here for the long haul, and we are excited about that. So this means that our team on site, we're going to be invested in volunteering out in the community. We're going to be invested in furthering digital skills programs and supporting STEM education in our local schools and after-school clubs, through initiatives that support local businesses and local schools and tech skills training and small business training. You know, we are excited to be a prominent and proud supporter of DeKalb. And once our site is open and it's serving traffic and it's a data center, we'll be introducing our marquee program, which is called our Community Action Grants Program. This program supports grants on an annual basis for local education groups and nonprofits that are either supporting STEM education, working with technology to benefit the community, or more broadly, connecting the community, be it online or off. This is where I surprise you all and tell you our data center has a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/DeKalb Data Center. We would love for you to give it a like and follow along as we update the project. Eventually, all the information about our grants, programs, and hiring and everything, that really is going to be your kind of one-stop shop to getting the latest on what Facebook's doing here in DeKalb. And as a kind of token and looking ahead to 2021, kind of through what, again, we're so appreciative of the DeKalb EDC having us tonight, through their participation with DeKalb County unites and kind of the forward thinking of what we want out of DeKalb through Opportunity Unbound. We are so excited to announce that in partnership with the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce, we'll be contributing $10,000 for the immediate use by small businesses who need it most from their assistance fund as we kind of roll in to the whatever winter brings as we continue to fight our way out of mitigations posed by the pandemic. So we are very excited. Next month, we will be members in earnest of DCEDC and the Chamber, and look forward to strengthening and building partnerships across the county next year and in years to come. So like I said, any type of hiring information is going to be available on our data center page. That'll loop you with facebook.com/careers for Facebook jobs. If you're looking to get involved on the construction side with Mortensen and our subcontractors, that's facebook.com/MA Mortensen Co. or mortensen.com/careers. And then again, that Facebook page is facebook.com/DeKalb Data Center. So I, again, want to thank you all for having me tonight. I know this was very dense, and I apologize about that. Hopefully we can get to a few questions, but really cannot underscore how excited we are to have found ourselves in this incredible community. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Go ahead and kill your screen share, Matt, and we'll take some question and answers at this point. If you want to ask a question, just move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen. You're going to see a Q&A button down there. Just click on it, type your question, and we'll be able to go ahead and take those. So one that's been brought to us is having Northern Illinois University and Kish College, higher education in a community that you're coming to. How was that maybe impactful on your decision to come to DeKalb, or how does that potentially excite Facebook, and what opportunities do you guys maybe see could be there?
Yeah, no, it's really exciting for me. I'm not aware of another data center community we have with, like a 4-year university. I've already met with President Freeman and Matt and their proposed AI, just all the things that they are doing. So we are very excited to have a collaborative relationship with them and Kishwaukee, in addition to our K-12 partners. So, what we certainly want to do is have folks grow up in DeKalb and love DeKalb, and where they go to NIU or somewhere else to get educated, we want them to know they can come back to DeKalb and have an incredibly fulfilling career and a personal life and all the quality of life things that come here. So with that includes having students on site to shadow different data center jobs. We look forward to pilots with our construction partners. We look forward to meaningfully engaging in STEM events and things like that when we can all get back together. And in the meantime, we're certainly happy to Zoom in anywhere and everywhere until then. So I think the opportunity that NIU presents from a partnership perspective and a longevity perspective for our respective projects is just so exciting. And I'm excited to see a football game in person one of these days.
Awesome. We've got a flood of questions that came in. I don't know if you'll be able to answer all these. So if not, we can always try and get the person the answer that they need later. But when will the site be operational?
We expect to be in a position to serve traffic in 2022. As we get closer to 2022, we can certainly refine that. But generally speaking, considering that we broke ground in the middle of 2020, at the end of June, so somewhere in the calendar year of 2022 would put us on track.
So for all
in 3 weeks, I can say next year.
Yeah. With all those Facebook users here locally, I'm sure we're going to appreciate our likes are going to happen a lot faster once this is live. Economic incentives come up a lot in discussions. I'm curious if you know what local economic incentives, state economic incentives, how do they impact Facebook making the decision to come to the state of Illinois and ultimately to DeKalb, Illinois?
Sure, I couldn't speak to that too much because it really wasn't my team or a part of that. But I know that, really the incentives obviously would be a part of a formula, but again, I would just go back to there's the most intangible and like kind of qualitative are those partners on the ground. You can check so many boxes related to infrastructure, or here's a piece of land over here, it's yours, to know that we have the partnerships that we do and be in a position to execute quickly and have our site again in a highly desirable place to live and raise a family. All those things are what's most important. But I'm sure either between the city or state, we can get some more detailed follow-up.
In economic development, we talk about that a lot, that there is no one magic thing that you can do. It is quality of life, talent pool, educational resources, economic incentives. All those things are usually what ultimately, it's the holistic look at the community that make the final decision to take root here. Going back to the data center coming online, the question is, do they continue to grow, or is it you build the data center, here it is, fixed, that's it?
So historically, so the structure, the data center that we announced, which is 7,000 square feet, will really consist of about 3 parts, and you can kind of see it on the rendering. They look like an H, like a capital H, and in the middle is the administrative space. And it used to be in Altoona, we have the old model, which was just one section of an H at a time. And we found that when you kind of split up teams and cohesion and environments and meeting rooms and things, folks can kind of get siloed. So of the teams that are going to be responsible for the 2 essentially data centers, which are the long H's, we have the admin. In the middle, there's usually a large meeting room. There's usually a cafe. That's where you check in and things like that. So the bulk of that are going to be the data halls on either side, which usually have 4 data halls in A, B, C, and D. So, and then above that, it kind of looks like a 2-story, because above that is that heating and cooling where we talked about, where there's a series of fans that brings it in, forces it down into the bay, and things like that. And then generally speaking, that you don't like add on to that. If you're going to build more where we have in other places, it really is just determined by the scale of our global growth. Business needs are always going to dictate expansion and things like that. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have much to say about that, but yeah, that's generally how the model goes.
Awesome. There was a clarification on just renewable energy. Is it simply, or not simply, solely wind energy that it will be powering, or are you getting solar energy from other sources, or any other kind of renewable energy that might be part of the overall makeup of your consumption?
Yeah, so it depends where the data center is and what type of renewable energy projects exist on that grid. So in Illinois' case, it is wind energy. It's the Lincoln Land wind farm in Morgan County. We have a data center in Los Lunas, New Mexico, which is, as you may guess, a bit more, it's a different climate than Iowa or Illinois. So that portfolio is a lot of solar. So it's the total nationwide varies, but particularly for Illinois and Iowa, frankly, and Nebraska, those renewable projects are all wind.
Awesome. All right, last question, and then we'll move on. You've been very gracious with your time.
No problem at all. I'm not going anywhere.
Regarding employment, are there going to be people that are going to be transferring within Facebook's current employment already out here, or is it almost all new hires that you do for the data centers that you construct?
Any employee would certainly be able to put in a transfer, but that wouldn't remove them from the general kind of application process and interview process and things like that. These projects, generally speaking, the folks who live in the community make up most of the employees. However, it would not surprise me if someone with expertise who's maybe been grinding away in California for a couple of years remembers fondly going to NIU games as a kid and wants their family to have that and put into come back, and housing's a little better in the Midwest and things like that too. So we are really excited. Facebook has a kind of notoriously robust interview process. You meet with all different types of team members and folks, and I really can't impress on this audience enough that Facebook's first data center went live it was about 10 years ago. It was April of 2011 in Prineville, Oregon. And since then, almost every single day, the smartest people in the world have been working to fine tune and iterate and make these the best facilities they can possibly be. And the culmination of a decade of that with countless hours of work is what's going to take place in DeKalb. This is going to be the most cutting, high 21st century tech And so I would imagine a lot of folks in and out of the Facebook ecosystem will be clamoring to work on this site firsthand every single day. So we'll have more information. Obviously, if you drive by, it's a very active construction site, and we are very excited just to even showcase the progress in the next 12 to 18 months. So thank you.
Yeah, I can't tell you how excited we are here in DeKalb County that Facebook chose DeKalb County for their home. Many of us are just looking forward to seeing over the next 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years, what the impact of your decision is going to have on our community, on our university, our community colleges, and our school system. So once again, I want to say thank you, Facebook, for choosing DeKalb, and we're really looking forward to the partnership. And especially Matt, thanks for taking the time today to come out, talk with us, answer some questions. And I know many of us are looking forward to engaging with you with Facebook over the coming years. So thanks.
Yes, Matt. And I'll do one more plug. The absolute easiest way to get a hold of us is just to send a direct message through our Facebook page. It goes to my team. It goes to broadly the folks that'll be working on the site and hiring and things like that. So truly the easiest way to get in touch, whether you like the page or not, you can send a direct message there. And again, all of our subcontractors and information are there as well. So I look forward to the world getting back to normal and hopefully seeing a lot of you in person, attending next year's annual meeting in person, and all of that good stuff. So at the very least, having a cold one at Cornfest too. So
yeah.
Until then, thank you.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. And what we'll do, everyone, is when we send out an email of the recording to everyone, a link to it, but we'll also include the link to the Facebook page that Matt was referring to. So if we didn't get to your question, by all means, just go to their Facebook page, DM, direct message them, and I know Matt and his team will get the answer that you need. Hey, as we wrap up here, I just got a couple things that I wanted to cover. One, I want to thank Paul for his presentation as well. It was really great to just see all the economic development, all the construction that's been going on in DeKalb County. It really is an exciting time in a global pandemic. This stuff's been happening. So it shows just all the activities been happening in DeKalb County is really starting to come to fruition. I've had the honor of being president of the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation for the last 2 years, and to be a part of the team, the board of directors, the members, and the staff that have worked tirelessly to make a lot of this happen. It's just heartwarming to see all the opportunity that's been created in DeKalb County, because you realize with economic development, I firmly believe all boats rise, right? Brings jobs, brings customers to your businesses, tax revenue for services, tax revenue for schools. It diversifies our tax base, which I know is a popular topic for a lot of people. But again, all boats rise with economic development, and the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation has done a great job being able to bring a lot of that to happen. If you don't know DCEDC, some of the impact that they've made recently, the enterprise zone that was created here and is managed by the DCEDC offers a lot of incentives to attract some of the development that we've been seeing. Paul Bork, our executive director, went down to Springfield to work on some of the data center legislation that helped bring Facebook, but a lot of the other activities brought for our candy company, Syngenta, all those things, other targeted industries like food processing, research and development, you name it. But we've also been working on the countywide economic development strategy. Again, 5 key things that Paul mentioned that help move the needle on economic development in our community. The Opportunity Unbound Branding Initiative. We are working hard to come up with our strategy on being top of mind for businesses and for people that are looking to relocate out east or out of the state to DeKalb County in order to drive economic development. Again, really exciting stuff. And then DCEDC also co-chaired the DeKalb County Unites with Northern Illinois University and worked tirelessly. They put on 25 webinars, helped educating our small business community on all the state and federal monies that were out there. The website, disseminating information to them, but then also we got on the horn and called all the major employers in our community and asked them to accelerate their spending if they could to the small business community, and over 50 major employers in DeKalb County did just that. Those are the things that DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation does, their staff, the board of directors, and that's what the members support. So if you're not familiar with DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation, I'd highly recommend you go to dcedc.org. Check it out, give the staff a call, or reach out to me and I'll tell you all about it, because we're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to evolve to make the greatest economic impact in DeKalb County. I would be remiss if I didn't take a minute though and thank Paul and Karen and Jan and Away, that is the core of the DCEDC. That staff, right, that I just mentioned there, helped drive so much of what's been going on. Very active and engaged board of directors and membership. but that staff has really done an incredible job over the course, especially of 2020, to help make sure these opportunities came to DeKalb County, and these things are going to impact each and every one of us. So to the DCEDC staff, my heart goes out to all the hard work that you've been put in. It's just been absolutely fantastic being a part of the team. And also what I'm excited about is, as I rotate off of president of DCEDC, I get to hand the reins over to a friend of mine who is an incredible economic development thinker, but also an incredible community steward. And that is Mr. Frank Roberts. He'll be taking over as president of the DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation. And at this point, I'd welcome Frank. Why don't you wrap things up and take us home, sir? Oh, yeah. Or maybe not. Frank, are you there? I see him. There he is.
Yep. How about the video?
Nope. Just start your video.
It says I can't.
All right.
All right.
Go with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to it. Before we get closing comments, I do want to just take a minute and thank Cohen for his incredible leadership. He is just an energetic guy who loves this community, and it's really, really clear. And really, transitioned the organization in many ways. So Cohen, on behalf of everybody in the county, certainly everybody on the board and so forth, thank you very, very much. And I don't know whether you're going to get it now or whether you're going to get it later, but we do have a couple of gifts for you. I don't know if that's going to work. Here, is this coming in?
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Yep. So,
That's really nice of you guys, but obviously
Yep.
not necessary.
well, yeah, it is, but I have to also tell you, your wife was a little bit involved in picking out some of these gifts. So, no, but thank you for all your great leadership. And just to conclude, I am super excited for just the future of this county. It's amazing to me to listen about all the stuff that has been going on and all the development in DeKalb and throughout the county. And, as this thing continues to develop, we've got the Opportunity Unbound initiative from a branding perspective that all of you will hear more and more about. But the timing is right. I just think our future is so incredibly bright. You talk about education, the importance of education to help people grow themselves personally. We have great schools in our county. We have Kishwaukee College and NIU. And so we're just really, really well positioned. I think 2020 was a great year of transition. And we as an organization will certainly leverage that on a go-forward basis and continue to transform and move the proverbial needle forward. So I'm really excited to get involved. Got a great group of people, great team, got a lot of initiatives going on, and we'll keep you posted. But we certainly appreciate everybody joining us tonight, and I'll turn it back over to Cohen for final comments.
That's all I got. I just want to say thanks to Paul, Matt, Frank for putting this event on tonight, and the DCEDC staff. And with that, I'll just tell everyone, have a wonderful night and have an absolute happy holidays. And I think we're all looking forward to 2021 for a variety of reasons. So happy holidays, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.